What is up, YouTube? Honestly don't even feel like making a video today, but we actually have a destination in mind, someplace that I wanted to cruise to, so I thought I'd just bring my camera along and maybe talk about. We're going to do something pretty cliche today. 5 reasons why I love the Honda Monkey. I guess it's not cliche yet for the Honda Monkey because I haven't looked, but there might not even be any videos of 5 reasons why I love the Monkey or 5 reasons why I hate the Monkey. And this probably isn't even going to be 5 reasons. I'm not going to keep count. There's just going to be some reasons. We're just going to go with 5 just because everybody else does 5. So that's what I'm doing, and we're going to cruise somewhere and check something out that you might kind of want to see. So stick around. Let's start the video. For right now, let's talk about the reasons why I love this little monkey. Not going to be in any order, not going to be 1 through 5 or 1 through 10 or, left to right, but these are just going to be some things. We'll just go with 5. Might be 4 or 3 or 6, 7, whatever. The first one I wanted to mention was basically the styling. I mean, Honda really knocked it out of the park with the styling of this little motorcycle. It's one of those bikes when you buy and you go somewhere and you hop off of it and you walk away from it, you turn around and look back at it. So that tells you right there that you bought something that's nice and you're proud of, and you can really appreciate it for what it is. So yeah, the styling, it's just an absolutely beautiful little bike. Honda did a great job on it. What else can you say about it? It looks like a classic motorcycle, but it's got brand new tech in it. Everything else like that, you can't go wrong buying one of these things. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about, one of my favorite things about this bike and the reasons why I love it, is the seat. Unless you've ridden one of these things, you really just don't understand honestly how comfortable the seat on this thing is. I mean, like I said in my other video, it's like riding on a pillow, and it truly is. A friend of mine said it's like riding on a marshmallow. I guess, pretty much the same thing, but the seat is really, really super comfortable. I mean, it does kind of look goofy sitting on the bike, and it's kind of cartoonish look to it. I guess maybe they were going for that look, but when you sit on it, it just totally erases any negative thoughts you might have about the way it looks on this bike. So yeah, the seat. Okay, my next favorite thing about this little motorcycle is the seating position. You're pretty much kind of like you're sitting in a chair, like at a dining room table, and your legs are just slightly back, like they would kind of be tucked up underneath the legs of the seat. Basically, if you just kind of put your hands out there, your elbows are bent almost at a 90-degree angle. You're just sitting upright, just cruising where you're going. And I've taken this on a pretty long trip. I think I can't remember how long it was. Anyways, we went to this canyon up here not too long ago, and I took this bike up there, and it's probably about an hour ride to get to where we were going. So it's a 2-hour trip both ways. Not once did I ever feel any kind of fatigue on this bike, thanks to the seat and the seating position. So that's the next thing I love about the bike, the seating position and basically the ride comfort. Alright, the next thing I wanted to talk about, and this one's going to be kind of obvious, but the fuel economy on this bike. I mean, I just put, let's see, what was it, a half a gallon in here, and I had on my trip odometer reading was just over 70 miles. Now, I'm not good at math, but I'm going to say that's like, what, 140 miles per gallon? Something like that. So, I mean, the fuel economy on this thing, it's just, I think it's better than my Grom, and it's definitely better than my Z125. That's another thing that I really love about this bike. Alright, the next thing I wanted to mention, performance. Yeah, I know that probably sounds a little stupid talking about a 125cc mini bike, but honestly, for what this bike is, it performs just phenomenally. It outperforms my expectations for it, that's for sure. In my other video that I did, I got it up to 67 miles per hour that time, and I still had run it all the way up to the rev limiter. So I don't know how fast it probably could go. I'm guessing probably 70. And the motor's not even broken in yet. I mean, I got like maybe 350 miles on it now, but so it's basically just exceeded what I was expecting this little bike to do. I thought it was going to be just like my Grom and take a month and a half and 600 miles on it before it even break 52 miles an hour, which is what my Grom was. But so yeah, right out of the box, without this thing even being broken in, it's done way better than I thought it would. So that's one other thing that I love about this bike. Get a real trike. Anyways, I think I've talked about enough things that I love about this bike, so we're going to get to the point of where my destination is for the day. Because most of the time I go out cruising around, I don't really even have a destination. I just point the bike west or north or south or something like that, and I just roll with it. Today I kind of wanted to go over here. Anyways, to my left over here is Rattlesnake Ridge, and this is a Tandem Ridge. So back to the story about what the deal is with where we're going today. A couple years ago, I guess it was, some company, don't have names or any of the big facts or anything else like that, a company put up basically a rock quarry they put up a rock quarry at the bottom of that hill over there, and they started digging, for making concrete, or I don't know what the hell they were doing. So anyways, they started digging at the base of the hill over there, and what had happened is they took out, I guess, a lot of the supporting rock at the base of the hill, and the mountain started cracking. So they put a halt to all that stuff, and they stopped digging rocks in over there. Well, what had happened, that this little crack in it, at the time I think it was maybe 6 inches wide, and it grew to 12 inches wide, so they started getting concerned about it. They started getting concerned about it, and actually there's a little trailer park right at the base of the hill, so they kind of evacuated the trailer park for a while and had the people move out. Apologize if you can't hear me as well with the wind now. But anyways, they had the people evacuate, and for some reason, a little while later, they allowed them to just move back into their house. Obviously, they didn't, probably didn't want to give them compensation for their homes or nothing like that. But so, anyways, they let the people move back in over there, and they just kind of dropped it from the news. Every once in a while, they would mention something about it on the news. Now, I don't watch the news all the time because I freaking hate watching the news. It's nothing but negativity. So they just didn't mention it all that much, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, well, what's going on with the crack over there? I mean, that's a pretty big deal, right? You'd think that something like that would gather more attention and concern. But it just seems as though they know that it's a problem and that it's a potential disaster that's just waiting to happen, but they're just not doing anything about it. So I'm coming over here. Me and the wife and kids were down here not too long ago, and we found this cool little spot. It's just like this dirt lot where you can pull off into the side and get a good look at the thing and see what the heck is going on. But what's going on with that hill over there? The size of that crack is just gigantic now. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna pull out my other camera so I can kind of zoom in on it so we can get a good look at it. So bear with me for a minute. Alright, so here we are, pulled off the side of the road, and let's see, get rid of this display. What we're looking at here is Rattlesnake Ridge here in central Washington. Over to the left, Latanum Ridge. Now right in between these two ridges, there's a major freeway. I think it's I-82. I don't know. I suck at numbers, sue me. And there's also a big river that runs in between these two ridges. Now, what we're looking at over here, zoom in, this section of the hill at the bottom here is where they started digging out, quarrying rocks and things like that. Obviously that's, when they stopped, it's because of that crack that started to form. Now, the strange thing is that what's basically what's caved in right there wasn't as big as it was initially when they started quarrying those rocks. Now, if you can look at the hillside over here, I'm going to zoom in. This is the crack. Now remember, that thing, when it first started, it was probably about 6 to 12 inches wide. And just look at the size of that thing now. It's gigantic. I mean, it's hard to see, tell scale-wise from way back here, but trust me, when you're driving on the freeway heading north and you look into that crack, it is holy crap huge. Now what you're looking at, basically just to the southwest here, you can see how all that stuff is just starting to slide off there. All that debris and all those rocks and gravel and ground and everything is just sliding off that hill just gradually. Is that a tree? Can't tell what that is. Anyways, I don't know why they're not more concerned about this and they're not doing anything about this, but you'd think a landslide of that size cutting loose and falling off into the valley between these two ridges over here, if it lands on the highway, which it will if it slides, and it plugs up the river, that is going to have disastrous consequences for everybody. Not only just to the south of here, but especially to the north, because the river runs from the north to the south here. If it dams up that river and it can't go anywhere, my whole entire town where I live is going to turn into a giant lake. So that was my destination ride. Put the camera away and get headed back to the house. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the ride, the cruise out here. Hope you enjoyed the topic of today's video. Didn't really feel like shooting a video, but I care about you guys. I honestly do. I want to bring you good quality content on a weekly basis. So from Lateral A Road and whatever that road is, ride safe and have a good day. Oh, yeah. If you like the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. It helps a lot. Comment, subscribe, leave your feedback. I guess maybe, if there's any kind of requests about this bike, you want to hear me talk about, anything you want me to review about it or any of my other motorcycles, go ahead and leave a comment below. So yeah, I really appreciate the feedback and the views and the subscribers. And so anyways, everybody have a good day, and we'll catch you on the next video.